All right.
Yeah.
So from the humble beginnings of Sunflower County, the town of Drew, to
Yes.
hosting your own show on Tubi. I watched one of them this morning. It's pretty good. So let's start back in the beginning. I read your bio. You actually served in the Navy. Uh, why did you do that, and what was that like?
From a small town in Mississippi, population 1,500, 2,000. And the only jobs and roles that we had in Mississippi were factory roles. Either it was factory roles or correctional roles. And I wanted to do something a little different. There's nothing going on in Mississippi because there's no resources there, right? So I didn't want to go to college and have my mom to continue to pay for school and, pay for other things that I needed. So I wanted to grow up and be a man. So I joined the military in 1998. That's why I decided to leave Mississippi.
Okay, and after that, at some point you became a writer, and I think I read something about you asked a teacher how to get into the encyclopedia. What's up with that?
No, so growing up, I was always into encyclopedias. And I noticed every time I opened a book, you would see a lot of famous Caucasian people, right? Of course, you had civil rights activists, but mostly the ones who was, inventing things in the presidents were all white. And I said, okay, to be somebody, if you're in the encyclopedia, you have to be somebody. So I said, one day I'm going to write an encyclopedia for African Americans. But now they already have that. That's out now. Somebody beat me to it. But I was very intrigued with the encyclopedia being the personnel that was in the book. And I wanted to be a part of that and do something great.
Okay. We're going to get to your show in a moment, but I've got one more question uh, unrelated to that. Well, maybe it is related. You can tell me. You've written a book and you've got another in progress, as I understand it. Tell me about that. It's called Trustworthy. Your eyes don't see everything.
Right. So the first book that I wrote was Trustworthy, Eyes Can't See Everything, and it is an fictional book. It's a fictional book that I was writing at the time. I was in the military, and I just wanted to write something different and write a book to that I could see on the movie screen, right? So I put different events, so a lot of those happened, but it was different characters. I wanted to mix the characters up so nobody knew who was who. So I didn't want anybody to come back and say, why did you put me in the book? Great book. In that book, I started making a movie out of it, but COVID hit. I had all of the good characters, good actors and actresses, but then COVID hit, and that's how I started my talk show. Um, but my other book is quotes my grandmother used to say, and I wrote that book because my grandmother, she dropped out of school in fifth grade. She dropped out of school in the fifth grade, and back then it wasn't too much for a woman to do. A lot of women were in the house because they had to raise the kids. They had the garden outside, plant the garden. Of course, the men went out and work. But I wanted to do something to recognize my grandmother, so I started quotes my grandmother used to say. And not only did I do my grandmother's book, but 200 to 300 other personnel wanted their grandmother in the book. They was like that grandmother said this quote, and my grandmother said this quote. So I ended up with about 300 quotes in a book, and it's a great book.
Okay. All right. Now let's get to why we're talking here. The Ken Meeks Show. It's on Tubi. Walk me through the
Right.
process from development, how you came up with the idea, and how you got it produced, and how you ended up on a streaming platform.
Yeah. So in the Navy, I had my friend, this female, she used to always say, this is not the Ken Meeks show. this ain't the Ken Meeks Show. You so cocky, you so confident. And I was like, you know what? It is the Ken Meeks Show, and I'm gonna create it. So I created the Ken Meeks Show. So when I first started, everybody wanted me to interview. I don't like the word regular, but general people, right? So I said no. I want to go and interview celebrities because I want the youth to know what path and what it takes to go from where you are to get where they are. So that's what I want to interview. So I reached out to a celebrity chef and she said, no, you have to start low. And I reached out to other people. So I said, no, my mind is made up. I'm going to interview celebrities. So the first person I ended up interviewing was Michael Blackson, comedian, actor, right? So one of my friends, and this is how God works. I was in the building, nice building in Buckhead, and one of my friends that I met was on tour with Michael Blackson. He actually opened up for Michael Blackson. And I said, I just pitched it to him. He said, you know what? You should get Michael Blackson on your show. He came to me, right? So I said, you know what? I should. So Michael Blackson came on the show. When he came on the show, everything else was in line because when he came on the show, he was like, I like you. I like your character. He brought Gary Owens, and Gary Owens brought Tony Roberts, and Tony Roberts brought Coco Brown, and it just, everybody just started coming.
Good move, bad move. And some interesting things come out of that, and some of it a little bit funny.
Right.
How does that work? What's the intention?
So I wanted, right. So I wanted to do a segment to make others think, not just think, but something fun. So I said, you know what, good move, bad move. Let me ask let me ask the question and let them decide on which direction they want to go. But let me go back and answer your question as far as what it took to get onto the Tubi platform. So first, I had to form a film team, right? So I had so many people scamming. So when you're in this industry, there's a lot of people that say that they are um, production workers, producers, directors, or whatever, and they may be, but they have never done anything major. And even if they have, it's not um, it's not good content, right? So I ran into a lot of people who was charging anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 to produce a movie, but it was crap. So I ended up running into a friend, charged me not even close to that. If I told you what he charged me, he'd be like, wow, I need him, right? So I got him on my team, and got him on my team, and then we started filming, right? So once we started filming, we had the people, we had the location, everything was great. After I did it, I had to keep reaching out to other people. Even though once I had the content and the right people, it was easy for me to reach out to others. And once they saw what I was doing, they said, okay, yeah, seemed like a positive guy. I want to tell my story on your show. So now they see me as the celebrity, but I don't think I'm the celebrity yet, right? But they look at me as that, but I don't. So
Maybe
I'm
you will be
grinding
after
and grinding.
this, right?
I'm grinding and grinding and grinding. So I'm telling everybody, continue to grind, keep grinding, don't stop. Even when others think you made it, look, keep going, right? So then I said, okay, I need a major platform. So I reached out to James Dubose, who had Fox Soul. I don't know if you heard of Fox Soul. So James Dubose said, I like you, but just wait, I got you. So I ended up waiting a year. And then I said, no, I'm not just going to put all my birds in one basket. I went to Tubi, and Tubi started jumping. So everybody was like, it's hard to get on Tubi. I'm like, whatever. So I went to one of my friends, and she was supposed to help me out with Tubi, but something happened and she didn't. So I said, man, I lost my connect. And here goes God. This person called me and said, hey, man, what are you doing? I said, nothing, chilling. She said, well, I'm doing my thing on Tubi. I said, how did you get on Tubi? So I got somebody you can talk to. And I talked to the guy. He's a good friend of mine now. So others that are coming behind me, matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a project soon in Mississippi. I want to find a teenager, 17 or below, who has a film or anything that they want to put out. And if you have a film ready or you're working on a film and it's almost done, get with me and I will help you get it on Tubi. But it got to be good content. But I will help
All
them
right.
get on, be on Tubi.
Since you bring that up, let's talk about it. If anybody has a project that might be,
Right.
or they think might be worthy of this kind of attention, how do they get in touch with you?
I don't want to get my phone number out. They can email me at Meeks MEEKSTRE at yahoo.com, or they can reach me on Instagram. I am Kenwuan Meeks, or Facebook, Kenwuan Meeks.
Okay. I want to go back to the good move, bad move. Where did the question about raisins come from?
um, so I wanted, again, I wanted to be fun. So I was talking to Mike Hill, and you know Mike Hill, you know, he worked for Fox Sports and ESPN, and you know, very very fun guy. So I said, okay, let me ask, and he looked mixed. He looked like he could be black and Caucasian. So I said, let me ask him how, you know, how do you like his potato salad? Do you prefer raisins or not? And his answer was, hell no. And I was like, Mike. So yeah, so I just wanted to be fun, and I just wanted to throw a question out there.
Okay, I want to change directions just a moment. Your mother, Shirley Meeks, she's still in Drew, and we at the Delta News have covered her a few
Yes.
times because she's interested in trying to limit gun violence in the area. So
Yes.
give me a few words about her efforts and how that's working.
Amazing person, awesome, takes initiative for the people. I can keep going and going and going about my mother. And even if she wasn't my mom, I would say, you know, that's a great woman. We just came from Chicago for the GSU Moms the Man conference. And when I tell you, my mom walked around and she was speaking and she was giving ideas, great ideas for women who are survivors and who have lost their daughter or their son, which I can't imagine. And what she would say is, hey, every event that I had, I would always have a therapist. Yes, I talk about this, but I'm not the professional to speak on it. So everywhere I go, I have a psychologist or a therapist, and that woman just always have the right words to say. You know, from Mississippi, I know I started the Southern Gun Violence Awareness Walk, which we used to do every year. So when she got a part of that, when she was a part of that, we heard about Mom's Demand. Someone came down, and I thought that she would be perfect for that. So she's doing it. Great woman, awesome.
All right, thanks, Ken. I think that's gonna do it. One more shout out for the Ken Meeks Show that's on Tubi. You've got 2 episodes available right now. How many more are in production?
Yeah, so I have, I don't know if I should say the names because it's not, we haven't filmed it yet, but I have some great names. I have a R&B singer that we all know. I have a um, singer slash actor slash preacher that we huge that we all know that's coming up. But I have about 6 more episodes that's already produced with Amber Ty that's on Country Wayne, also Coco Brown, and the Michael Blackson show that I have that I'm going to be putting out soon as well. So I do have a lot of shows. Go watch it. Go Tubi's free. It's free. So just go download it and watch the Ken Meeks Show and tell a friend about the Ken Meeks Show.
All right, thanks, Ken, and congratulations on getting your platform. Look forward to the next one.
All right, Woodrow. Thank you, brother.